Well, Roger, I think I can speak for all of us when I say I think we're all stunned at how this match concluded. I just want to get your take on how the match was going for you prior to this abrupt ending.
Well, I thought the first set was, let's say, kind of normal. I couldn't tell what was going on with my opponent, but you know, I guess I was too focused on trying just to protect the lead, to be honest. In the second set, I started to feel he was getting a bit slower, you know, fighting with the blister. I know he's had a problem with the blister for some time, but just don't know how bad it is, really. And I've played with blisters in the past a lot, and it hurts a lot. And at one point, it's just too much, and you can't take it anymore. And when you realize there's no way you can come back, and you make things really worse, it's better to stop. That's why this one feels bittersweet. Clearly, I'm incredibly happy to be in the finals, but not like this. And he's played such a wonderful tournament, so credit to him for trying so hard today again.
Yeah, you'd never played against Young Chung before. He's had a remarkable start to his 2018, a tremendous tournament, a revelation to so many of us. Now that you've played him for a little bit, I'd love to get your take on what the future holds for him and what you think he might be able to accomplish in this sport.
Well, just alone his attitude, fighting was a problem today. You couldn't tell till the very end. That's why probably a lot of people are stunned. And I mean, I could tell that something was wrong before he took the injury timeout. But he has a great composure. I think it's going to be. He is already a great player, but we're talking about next level excellence, and I think he's going to achieve that. We're going to see much more of him. Top 10 for sure. The rest we'll see. I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but he's done very well, and I can see why he beat the likes of Novak and Sasha and all the others, you know, this week and in the past. So I think he's going to be a great, great player.
We were wondering in commentary what the impact of playing indoors here tonight might be, how that changes things for you, your approach, or just the way that the ball moves in the air with the roof closed.
I thought it was very hot in the beginning. I don't know how about you guys, but...
Did you ask them to turn the air conditioning on?
Well, it's funny, I remember watching Venus play Belinda in the first day, and Belinda at one point in the second set, she asked the umpire, it's so hot in here, and I was laughing on the TV at home, because I was like, it's indoors, I'm sure the air conditioning's on, and but then I came out on court, it was so hot as well, and I was like, the air conditioning's not on, and it's more for the people than for me, to be honest, that they put the air con on.
That's nice, so you're looking out for the crowd. Oh, good, good. I noticed you're not wearing your snazzy jacket tonight, so it must be hot in here. Yeah, okay. All right. So a year ago, Roger, you came into this tournament and you had 17 majors, which is more than any man has ever had. And now you come back here and you're one match away from getting to 20 if you can beat Marin Cilic in the final. What would you have said if I'd have told you that's where you would be 1 year from last year when you started this tournament?
Nice joke, Jim. Good joke, sir. No, seriously, no, I wouldn't be thinking this way. I know how hard it is to win on the clay. I know how hard it is to win any major, for that matter. It just doesn't come around so easily. Plus, I was fighting so hard for so many years and ran into Novaks and Rafas and other great players along the way that blocked it, you know, for me for a while. So I don't want to say I gave up hope, but I was going to be happy if I won one more major before I retired. Absolutely, I would have taken that. So here we are. I got in two more, maybe a third, but one match away. We'll see what happens.
I had the real good fortune of being invited to play in a charity tennis event at golfing legend Jack Nicklaus's house in December, and Jack was generous enough to let people like Andy Murray and Serena and Kevin Anderson that were there as well look at his office where he keeps all of his trophies, his 18 majors, all of his memorabilia. And I wonder, where do you keep all of your trophies and your memorabilia?
I have it at home. Not all of them. The finalists...
Need a bigger home?
No. No, that's not the problem. I'm happy with the size of my home, so it's all good. And I mean, one day I hope I can also. I mean, I have a nice trophy cabinet. It's beautiful. I love it. And sometimes I go through it and look at them, and I'm like, wow. And then I'm like, who cares? Because it's just tennis. But it's nice memories, and I don't like it to be reminded of tennis every room I go to. So it's basically just at one room, and yeah. And when friends come over, we kind of sometimes go through it just because it's so too cool to look at Olympic gold medals or a Wimbledon trophy or an Australian Open trophy or the world #1 trophy. It's something I've worked so hard for, so I'm very proud of it, of course.
So tomorrow night, in the women's final, there are two fantastic players, the #1 and 2 seeds, Simona Halep and Caroline Wozniacki. One of them is going to get their very first major trophy. Well, I think we're being called to the principal's office, Roger. Is this microphone still on? There we go. Okay. So one of these two amazing players is going to lift the women's trophy here, and I'd love to get a preview of that. What are your thoughts on their road? I'm sure you watched a lot of women's tennis along the way these 2 weeks. So what do you think about that match tomorrow night?
I would love to be in that position again, to be able to win my first major for the very first time. It's one of the cool moments in sports or in as a tennis player. So I think both saved match points so far. So sometimes it's like a cat, you have multiple lives, you know, and that's where you gotta just keep trying, keep believing, and then sometimes you get lucky along the way. You need a bit of luck, but they've worked so hard, both of them. They've both been to world #1, I believe. The winner's gonna stay at world or become world #1, which I think is a great scenario. First time winning any major, Australian Open. I'll be watching, and I'm very excited for both of them. They're very nice girls and nice ladies, and I'm just excited for both of them because I remember how it was me winning my first major at Wimbledon back in 2003 against Mark Philippoussis actually, and oh my God, it rocked my world, but it was the best moment in my life maybe.
Nice words, for sure. We'll look forward to that match tomorrow night as well. And then we'll look ahead now to Sunday night. You'll be playing a rematch of the Wimbledon final against Marin Cilic. He's also beaten you at the US Open in a major, so you know the dangers that he possesses. What do you need to do well in that match to get by? What does he bring to the table that can worry you?
We saw it against Rafa. We saw it again last night against Edmund. I got a blackout here. But no, he brings the power. He brings basically everything, you know. And he's a really nice guy. And he had a similar problem that Jung had in the Wimbledon finals. Fighting was a blister himself. So having 2 days off and not a brutal semis, I think that's going to help him a lot. And we'll see a fresh and ready Marin this time around. You know, on this kind of a court, you got to play aggressive, himself and myself, but he can bring the power, and I'm sure he believes if he's come this far, that means he's feeling good, and he crushed me in that US Open final, so thanks for the memories, but the semis or finals or quarters, it didn't matter, he did beat me badly, but you know, I'm excited to play against him. He's a great guy. We won the Labour Cup together and had a blast. We actually saw each other on vacation and went to play together on vacation, believe it or not.
Where was that?
In the Maldives a couple of months ago. And
I didn't get my invitation, it's okay.
It was just the two of us, and we were both looking for a hitting partner, and it happened that we were there. It was the weirdest thing. So that's, I told him the practice in the tropicals helped us get to the finals this time around. So no, it's very cool, and I can't wait.
We can't wait either. Roger Federer going for number 20 on Sunday night. There he is. Take a good look.
It's pretty good.